Ekalavya. Ekalavya is a boy who made the greatest sacrifice for his master. Ekalavya was the son of the tribal chief in the forest of Hastinapura kingdom. He was a brave, handsome boy who was loved by all, but he was not happy. His father saw that Ekalavya kept away from his friends and did not go hunting with them. "Why are you so unhappy, Ekalavya?" asked his father. "Why are you not interested in hunting?" "Father, I want to be an archer," replied Ekalavya. "I want to become a disciple of the great Dronacharya. He is a great archery teacher in Hastinapura, and his Gurukul is a magical place where ordinary boys turned into mighty warriors." "I know that we belong to the hunting tribe, but I want to be a warrior, father, not a mere hunter. Please allow me to leave home and become Drona's disciple." Ekalavya's father was troubled because he knew that his son's ambition was not an easy one. But the chief was a loving father and he did not want to refuse his only son's wish. So the kind chief gave his blessings and sent his son on his way to Drona's Gurukul. Ekalavya reached the part of the forest where Drona taught the princess of Hastinapura. The Gurukul consisted of a group of huts surrounded by trees and an archery yard. The disciples were practicing with their bows and arrows in the yard. Ekalavya searched for Drona and saw him instructing Arjuna, the third Pandava prince. He went near Drona and bowed. The sage was surprised to see a strange boy addressing him. "Why are you here, my boy?" he asked. "Dronacharya, I am Ekalavya, son of the tribal chief in the western part of Hastinapura forest," Ekalavya replied. "Please accept me as your disciple and teach me the wonderful art of archery." Drona sighed. "Ekalavya, if you are a tribal hunter, you must be a Shudra, the lowest social community according to the Vedic caste system. I am a Brahmin, the highest caste in the kingdom. I cannot teach a common Shudra boy." "And he is also a royal teacher," Prince Arjuna interrupted. "He was appointed by the king to train the princes and the highborn. How dare you come inside the palace and seek him? Leave now," he spat, looking enraged that Ekalavya had disturbed his practice. Ekalavya was stunned. He looked at Drona for support, but the sage remained silent. It was clear that Drona also wanted him to leave. Poor Ekalavya was deeply hurt by Drona's refusal to teach him. "It's not fair," he thought miserably. "God has given knowledge to all, but man alone differentiates his kind." He left the Gurukul with a broken heart, but he was still determined to learn archery. "I may be a Shudra, but I am as strong and zealous as Drona's princes and disciples," he thought. "If I practice the art every day, I could surely become an archer." Ekalavya reached his own forest and took some mud from a nearby river. He made a statue of Dronacharya and selected a secluded clearing in the forest to place it. Ekalavya faithfully believed that if he practiced before his guru, he would become an able archer. Day after day, he took his bow and arrow, worshipped the statue of Drona, and started practice. In time, faith and courage transformed Ekalavya from an ordinary hunter into an extraordinary archer. One day, the young Kaurava and Pandava princes came hunting in the forest. Their guru Dronacharya accompanied them and instructed them on hunting techniques. Soon it was time for lunch and they ate fruits and nuts from the trees. A Kaurava prince became sleepy and rested against a tree while the others went in search of water. Smelling the humans, a hungry Rakshasa approached the tree and looked at the sleeping boy. Here was food. The half asleep prince woke up and screamed in terror on seeing the monster. Ekalavya was practicing nearby when he heard a scream. He rushed to the place where the scream came from and saw a monster ready to tear a frightened prince by his throat. Ekalavya lifted the bow in his hand and aimed at the creature's mouth. The beast lunged at him, but the tribal boy had already released his bow. 100 arrows struck the monster, killing it instantly. As the wolf like monster fell on the ground, the terrified prince got up and started shouting for help. Drona and the other princes heard his yelling and reached the Kaurava prince. Seeing them, Ekalavya hid himself. Everybody looked at the dead creature in surprise. The monster's open mouth was full of arrows. Such an excellent aim can only come from a mighty archer. Who saved you? Drona asked the frightened prince. He was dark and strong, Guru, said the prince. He came out of nowhere and killed the monster. He was like a lightning. Drona knew that the prince was badly frightened and confused. A lightning doesn't have the hands to control a bow and arrow. It has to be a human who saved you. Whoever killed the monster, show yourself to us, commanded Drona. Ekalavya, hearing the sage's voice, came out of his hiding place. Drona looked at the young tribal and thanked him for saving the prince's life. Thank you, dear boy, for saving the life of a Hastinapura prince. Your aim was truly remarkable. From whom did you learn archery? He asked Ekalavya. Ekalavya was thrilled to hear Drona's praises. How surprised he will be if he told Drona that he, in fact, was his guru. From you, master, you are my guru, Ekalavya replied humbly. How can I be your guru? I have never seen you before, Drona exclaimed in surprise. Suddenly he did remember an eager boy who had visited his Gurukul several months ago. I do recall now. You're that hunter boy I refused admission in my Gurukul, aren't you? Yes, Dronacharya, replied Ekalavya. After I left your Gurukul, I came home and made a statue like you. I worshipped it every day and practiced archery before your image. You refused to teach me, but your statue did not. Thanks to it, I have become a good archer. Hearing this, Arjuna became angry. But you promised me that you would make me the best archer in the world, he accused Drona. Now a common hunter has become better than me. The other princes remembered their master frequently, praising Arjuna that he had immense talent and will be the greatest archer in the kingdom. Unable to answer Arjuna's question, Drona remained silent. The sage was upset that his promise to Prince Arjuna was not going to be fulfilled. He was also angry with Ekalavya for disobeying him. So the sage planned to punish Ekalavya. Indeed, Drona was very angry with Ekalavya for becoming a better archer than the princes of Hastinapura. Where is your Guru Dakshina? You have to give me a gift for your training, the sage demanded. He had finally found a way to make Ekalavya suffer for his disobedience. Ekalavya was overjoyed. A Guru Dakshina was the voluntary free or gift offered by a disciple to his Guru at the end of his training. Dronacharya, I will be the happiest person on earth to serve you. Ask me anything and I will offer it to you as my Guru Dakshina, he said. I might ask something you don't like to give me. What if you refuse the Dakshina I want? Drona asked cunningly. Ekalavya was shocked. It was considered a grave insult and a great sin if a Guru's Dakshina was refused. No, I am not that ungrateful. I'll never refuse anything you ask, Dronacharya, promised the unsuspecting boy. Drona did not wait any more. Ekalavya, I seek to have your right hand thumb as my Guru Dakshina, he declared. Without the slightest hesitation, Ekalavya drew out his knife and cut his thumb. The princess gasped in dismay, and even Arjuna turned pale at Ekalavya's act of bravery. But the tribal boy was unconcerned about the loss of his thumb. He was also not troubled by the fact that he can never be a good archer without his thumb. Here is my Guru Dakshina Drona, Ekalavya said. I am happy that you have made me your disciple, even if I am a mere Shudra hunter. The sage was humbled by offering what the sage demanded. Ekalavya had finally made Drona accept him as his disciple. He blessed the young archer for his courage. Ekalavya, even without your thumb, you will be known as a great archer. I bless you that you will be remembered forever for your loyalty to your Guru. Drona declared and left the forest, content that his promise to Arjuna was not broken. And true to Drona's blessing, Ekalavya is still praised as the most loyal and brave student in the epic of Mahabharata.